All right, man. Oscar De La Hoya goes in on PBC again, but I'm gonna drop some knowledge on y'all real quick, some rumors. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notification. We go live, drop a video. So it says De La Hoya. Think about Charlo and the whole PBC stable is they hide behind Al Haymon. Now, okay, what's going on here is that he wants to make Charlo Munguia, but the zone they want to be a part of it. At first they didn't want to be a part of it. That's why the fight stopped. Right? That's why. But Charlo don't want to fight Munguia no more. So they want to make the Munguia fight. You know, Charlo said he good on it. They said Charlo trying to go out the plant. Or even David Benavidez. I heard more plan. I heard Benavidez and Morale could be in negotiations, but he want to go at the plant. So yeah, he want to go at the plant. So yeah, so now De La Hoya don't really have nowhere for Jaime to go except for fight Genovic or whatever you know the situation may be. So, but now I hear that the backup plan for Jaime Munguia is he gonna go after Chris Eubanks Jr. That's the backup plan. So um, the backup plan is Jaime Munguia is gonna be taking on Chris Eubanks Jr. There you have it, Chris Eubanks Jr. Oh, yeah, that's just a rumor right now. So we'll see. No, let's see if it comes to fruition. But just want to drop that knowledge on y'all real quick. Um, but it says Oscar De La Hoya just by Jake Donovan. Oscar De La Hoya has identified boxing power broker Al Haymon as a roadblock in securing blockbuster bouts for two of the biggest fighters in his promotional stable. Hall of Famer, six division champion, head of Golden Boy Promotion, didn't mince words while addressing why Tijuana's Jaime Guia, unbeaten lightweight contender Ryan Garcia, have found themselves in time marking bouts rather than the events. Quote, it's some BS. These fighters are hiding behind Al Haymon, De La Hoya told Beto Duran. Quote, that's the bottom line, and that is the bottom line. I'm asking these fighters, if you really want to fight, then stop saying, talk to my promoter, talk to my manager. You have the voice and the power to make fights happen. Ryan Garcia wants to fight Tank Davis. Jaime wants to fight Jamal Charlo. We want to go after the very best. That's the bottom line. I'm never going to exclude my TV partner, The Zone, from any negotiation. Meet us halfway. We can walk across the street. We can meet you halfway, the middle street, whatever it takes. So the comments came across as a diversion from a tough sale viewing public last week with Jaime Guerrero versus Jimmy Kelly. I mean, still De La Hoya is optimistic in the brighter days. So you talk about some other stuff in here. So I mean, he's obviously one thing about Charlo and the whole PBC stables. They hide behind now. Heyman claims De La Hoya. That's the bottom line. We don't want to make ordinary fights. We want to make the best fights. When our fighters are ready, we want to make the fights with the very best. And like I said before, man, this ain't like news. But now you become a victim of the circumstance, and now you want to start speaking out against Al Haymon. I understand, he's stopping y'all from doing business and this, that, and the third, and he's stopping big fights from happening for y'all. That is what it is. You just gotta, either sell your promotional company or you gotta, make the transition. Cause you ain't no saint in all this neither, man. You made Triple G stop being active. You said, Triple G, you take this fight, you know, you won't get the Canelo fight. If you take the fight with Billy Joe Saunders and this, that, and the third, but they do hide behind Al Haymon, and that's the facts, bro. And that's the fact. And Al Haymon don't never force his fighters to be ready. That's why when they cross the street or when they fight real competition, they lose, or they fight a guy that they overlooking and they have a bad performance and they win a robbery, or they lose. His fighters are not active, right? They don't challenge themselves versus nobody. Most of them don't have career marquee fights. You know, you could say Anthony Joshua's win over Klitschko. You could say Klitschko was off for 16 months. Is, you know, the biggest marquee fight. You know, we're not talking about Canelo Alvarez or some fighter that's been around a long time, like Pacquiao or guys like that. You know, nobody on PBC got a bigger victory than Anthony Joshua beating Vladimir Klitschko. And of course, we not include Floyd Mayweather, not including Manny Pacquiao, not including Canelo Alvarez. Nobody has a bigger. Nobody has a bigger win, and people shit on that Anthony Joshua win. Come on, let's be real. So they could talk all they want to talk about, you know, Anthony Joshua. That's the marquee. That's the bigger marquee win. Errol Spence, Javante Davis, and they can keep faking it until they make it, but they losing money. They bleed money by not making the biggest fights on their side of the street and not making the biggest fights with Collabor and other promotional companies. They losing. They the ones that start paying fighters astronomical amounts of money for BS fights. They the one that did that. Nobody else. Nobody else. They did it. They did it. And everybody know they hide behind Al Haymon, but then you know they got a nice fraction of fans that don't care. They ignore the fights. They ignore the fights, or they ignore the facts, and they happy with receiving secondary and soup kitchen like fights. So say what you want to say. He ain't lying about it, but he only going to he's only going to complain about it now because it's hurting his business. That's what it is. It's hurting his business. Al Heyman been doing it all. You just sued Al Heyman too, even though you can't mix business with personal vendettas, but you just sued him. Of course, he's not going to work with y'all unless he know his fighter gonna win, like Joseph Diaz and Gary Russell Jr. So I mean, say what we can say what we want to say. He gonna die. He gonna die with that lie. He gonna die with the reality of not making big fights. So move on. Because he got Oscar De La Hoya guilty of the same thing. He refused to make Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They on the same network. Come on. And the way Al Heyman look at it, it ain't when you say go, it's when I say go. I'm gonna move how I want to move. You don't dictate nothing over here. You keep crying in the media all you want to. They still gonna come cover my shitty ass fights. They still gonna do videos on my shitty ass fights. They still gonna support what we doing over here, regardless of what you say. They still gonna come support this. And of course they hide behind Al Heyman. They do it all the time. That's why they say talk to my manager, call Al, call Al. When they say call Al and all that, bro, you know what that means. I don't want to fight. And Al is gonna price me out for me. So you can't say I priced you out. They already know what it is. Al ain't sending nobody nowhere unless it's astronomical money. Don't forget he sent Derevchenko over to fight Triple G, and Derevchenko got $5 million, bro. He wasn't worth 10% of that, to be honest. So, you know, like I said, that's the way they rolling. That's the way they rolling. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Y'all, everybody should cut business off from them. That's how it should be. Everybody should cut the business off from them. No, that's not saying no fighters over here. You know, let's not send Ring Magazine to cover them. Let's not sanction none of their fights when the Ring Magazine. That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. I wouldn't have my ring belt, in nowhere 10,000 feet close to a PBC fight. Cut their legs off. Stop sanctioning that shit. I'll get the WBO, be like, bro, they wasn't even acknowledging your bill. I talk to them, pay them, don't fuck with no more PBC fighters. I'll start cutting them off at the legs. I'll give the sanctioning belt bodies and shit like that. Let them create the PBC belt. They was gonna do it anyway. But I mean, De La Hoya just screaming and complaining because now he the one that he got to deal with the problem because he can't get his fighters no other fights. That's simple as that. And without Al Haymon, no Tank Davis, no Virgil Ortiz gonna get a title, get in the mix. Come on. None of these dudes getting in the mix. So I mean, it is what it is. Now you got to beg Devin Haney, like Devin Haney moved on from Ryan Garcia. So now you got nothing. So let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Check the box in those playlists out for more videos like this. Hit my link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All of my link trees, the first link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Peace.